But I loved this sequence in the book when Eragon arrives to Farthen Dûr, the dwarf city, and there's so much. I feel like they're running short on time. It really feels like all the actors at this point are sort of done. Like,
yeah, and we already indicated that, but so this is supposed to be the dwarf city?
That's the thing. The guy
they make mention of dwarves.
Gary Lewis, who's the guy with the white robes and he has the long staff-like thing. He's the dwarf king. There is no one, like, he's like half a head shorter than Ajihad. Like, they just, again, this is my frustration and laziness. They made no effort to distinguish the elves as being elves. They literally just need to pointy ears. I could 3D print it for less than like $3. They just put those things on. And then they literally just did Lord of the Rings. They can show us that they know that they can do the height differentiating things. They don't do that with any of the dwarven characters.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Laziness.
When you point it out like that, in these instances, yes, I am feeling your point of laziness in the production here. But also, for the things that they did put their efforts into,
amazing.
It's stellar.
It is. But they cut it again. I really feel like once they arrive to Farthen Dûr, they're done. Like they want to move on to the next project. Like
yeah, it also the Varden feels like 25 people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And this is yeah, they are supposed to be kind of like a bootstrap, like underground, like grassroots sort of effort.
Yeah,
but not to this degree. Especially knowing, like, we see the forces that Durza is amassing. Yeah, it's disappointing. And to your point on, like, the laziness in portraying other, like, races of creature, I do think that is something that you feel that absence. Like,
yes.
you compare that to other massive scale fantasy films where just the mere presence of that has a transportative effect.
I would have almost rather them just completely like, no, you know what? We're taking some real liberties here. They're all human.
Like, Game of Thrones it.
Yeah, just Game of Thrones it at that point. If you're already deviating that far off from the book material, go the extra mile. Just they're all humans. Urgles are just more of the like
yeah, and this is to your point of like choose a side.
Yeah, exactly. Like that for me, that was the biggest frustration is like they tried to be original, but they weren't really original. But they were original, but they weren't original.
Anyway, what happens next?
They start
right because there's going to be a big battle because there has to be a big battle at the end of the movie.
There has to, and they sort of just like some dwarves were killed. That means some Urgles are coming.
Oh no!
And so they get Eragon outfitted for war, and we already talked about that scene, but I think he looks really good in the armor. I know people say that he looks awkward.
Again, I think he looks awkward, but he's supposed to. But
exactly.
We broke it down.
Yeah. And I also think Arya looks, because Arya, they suck the poison out. She's fine. Arya looks really good in her armor and has, again, that, like, they're trying to portray her as elvish because she has, like, the very unique armor and has, like, the feathers in her hair, trying to show that she's an elf. And
we need the ears. It's not that hard. You're absolutely right on that point. Do you know who looks stupid in the armor?
Who looks stupid?
Saphira.
Yes.
And I haven't decided yet whether or not that's going to factor into my score, but we have a few minutes before we get to that point.
We got a few more minutes. I also do want to point out Durza has a Saruman moment.
He sure does. And this is the point where like he's starting to look like evil and like his face is getting messed up and all that.
I just wish they would have done it at night.
Ooh, yeah, where he's like raising his that would have really read. You get the torches on the army.
Mm-hmm. And you could have like a big bonfire either behind him or in front of him, so it's like really illuminating. And again, like it's in the middle of the day and he just looks like I came out.
All right, let's go. Time for a war.
Did everyone clock in?
And that's also CGI 101 that we've established in this podcast. Like,
exactly.
Make it at night, it's going to look a lot better.
No,
Not that it looks bad.
No, it doesn't look bad, and I think they just want us to see Durza's like exalted form, I'd say, and get a good look at that.
All right, but then it's battle time.
That's all for this week's Dragon Lore. Takes cold and hot, spread shore to shore. Enjoyed yourself? Please join the squad. Follow on social media at Big Liz Pod. And one quick reminder before you go, to rate, review, and share the show. Thank you for listening. It means a lot. See you next week, same time, same spot.